Hello everyone, it's that teacher here, and today's lesson is going to be on fractions of a quantity. Let's start learning. Welcome back to our channel everyone, thank you for tuning into today's lesson. Now today's lesson on fractions of a quantity, we are going to level up from our previous lesson and we are looking to find out what we need to do when our denominator does not fit evenly into our whole number. So, the first thing we need to know here is we follow the same process as always. So when you're finding the fraction of a quantity, you need to divide our whole number here, which in this case is 15, by our denominator. So 15 divided by 4. Now this is where the lesson ramps up in difficulty. 4 cannot fit evenly into 15. There's going to be remainders. So it would be 3 3/4 or 3.75. So we need to put our question here into an algorithm format of division. So if you haven't seen that, there's plenty of lessons on the algorithm format of division on our channel. Just search for it and it will help you if you don't have a strong understanding. Now, once you've put that 15 divided by 4 into an algorithm, we find the answer here. Now, the answer in this case is 3.75. So we follow the exact same process, except this time we have a decimal number. It is not a clean whole number, but you follow the exact same process. Now, what we need to do once we find the answer of 15 divided by 4 is multiply it by our numerator. So 1 times 3.75 is going to equal 3.75. Now, the next example is going to be a little bit more challenging, but we will get through it together. So 32, we're finding out 2/5 of 32. So remember, we start with our whole number here and we divide it by our denominator. So putting it into a division algorithm, we have 32 divided by 5. Now that answer is going to be 6.4. We put the 6.4 above the whole number. Now remember, the next step here is whatever answer you get from step number 1, we need to multiply that by our numerator. So we would have 2 times 6.4 or vice versa, 6.4 times 2. Now, I highly recommend finding if you're working this out on like a workbook or a sheet, find a different part of the sheet where you can do some working out and put your multiplication question into an algorithm. Now, the reason I'm stressing this is you will make far fewer errors than working it out in your head. So if you just write it down on paper, even if it seems simple, you know that the answer is 12.8 just from the top of your head, that's fantastic. If you want to be really careful and make sure you don't have any simple, silly errors, I highly recommend just get used to working out and showing you're working out. It can't hurt taking maybe 15 to 20 seconds longer to work out your question in order for it to be accurate and correct. So we have identified that 6.4 times 2 or multiplied by 2 is going to be 12.8, and that's going to be your answer. I'm going to show you one more example here. The question is, what is 3/7 of 24? Remember, we start with our whole number and we divide it by our denominator. So putting that into an algorithm form. Now, as you can see here, we have 3.428. Now, the reason we're doing this, if you really, once you get numbers that don't work well with other numbers, for example, 24 divided by 7, it's okay. I would go maximum when you're working out your division question, 3 decimal places. So as you can see here, 3.428. So we've gone 3 decimal places. Anything extra is just going to be additional. It's going to be a bit of a waste of your time, but with the 3 decimal places, we can actually round our number up to give us a more accurate answer. So we have 3.428 here. We're going to put that up here. Now I would round it up to 3.43 because if you multiply 3.428 by 3, it's going to take you a long time. We can just simply round up our decimal here to 2 decimal places, so 3.43, and that will give us the most accurate answer. Because if you get a question like this in your maths test, there's no clean answer. It's going to be like 20 numbers long. So if you can get to the nearest 2 decimal places, I can almost guarantee you that your teacher is going to mark this correct. So now that we have 3.43 that we've rounded up, we're going to multiply it by 3. And remember, find a different part on your worksheet to write the multiplication algorithm here, because it will eliminate any simple errors that you may make in the process of working all this out. So 3.43 times 3 is going to be 10.29, and 10.29 is going to be your answer. So as you can see here, when you're working with numbers that do not evenly divide into other numbers, you follow the exact same process. However, you just do your first part of your first step of the question into a division algorithm. Whatever answer you get, you put it into a multiplication algorithm, and whatever that answer is, times in your numerator is going to be the answer. So 10.29 here. Now I have put some questions for you to work out at home. If you made it this far into the video, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. We've recently just hit over 200 subscribers, so all those people, I really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Now, your answer is going to be here. So go back to the previous slide, pause it, working it out on a piece of paper if you can, if you want to consolidate your learning and understanding. And now here are the answers to your fractions of a quantity questions. Now, I know that if you followed the simple steps that we've covered in this video, you would have absolutely smashed 4 out of 4 correct. Now, thank you very much for watching today's lesson. It's That Teacher. We'll see you next time.